we start with the game of the week. There's no other place we could start. It's Bills. It's the undefeated Chiefs.
Right.
Undefeated no more. Josh Allen and the Bills. Now, I did anticipate you coming in maybe a little pissed,
Yeah.
to be quite honest with
Yeah,
you. I
why?
normally don't speak so strongly
Right,
and
right.
use words like that.
Yeah.
Because there were some fourth down decisions today
There definitely was.
that worked out for the team, and that could not have
You're
made
funny.
you happy.
You're funny. Yeah, you're funny. Jim Harbaugh kicked a field goal on 3rd and 1 from the goal at the goal line before the half and kicked the field goal. And I was like, that's my kind of guy right there. Way to go.
He also went for it on fourth down, though, right?
He
Down by
did.
the-
He did.
Justin Herbert running. But, yeah, I mean, that was the seal the deal.
Well,
right
it
there.
was. And I understand it in that moment. And
Yeah.
I don't disagree with it right there, right? It is the Chiefs. It's time you got to end this football game and try to put them away because we've seen this story before. If there's one team that you go, well, we just let them hang around, we want to put points on the board, no, they'll come down and put more points on the board. So I'm not pissed about that one, Ahmed. I'm not. And especially when my boy Blue, Josh Allen, makes a run and a play like that. But I think the big thing is some themes I think that we've hit on all year when we talked about both of these football teams. We got concerns about the Chiefs, and again, we still do because we saw that all happen in front of our eyes once again today. And then the Bills, we're seeing maybe not perfect, but another what do you want to check the box of going, it doesn't have to always be on all of Josh Allen's shoulders here with the team they have right now. With the way James Cook can run on certain drives or make a play with the ball in his hands after a catch. But then the other cast of characters they have now are also capable of doing something, making a play, whatever, in a big moment to where you're not like, well, Allen's either going to have to scramble and make a great throw or he's just going to have to stand in the pocket and throw an absolute dime for them to win the football game. And I thought it was a good team effort and certainly got some concerns about the Chiefs that we'll dive into too.
Weapon-wise for that Bills offense, the best that Josh Allen has had all around.
Ooh.
What about the Diggs peak years, maybe?
I think this is better all around, okay? And Diggs was, of course, probably, the best weapon when he was in his prime when he first got there with Buffalo. But as you remember, during those times, I was not a big Gabe Davis fan, right? Dawson Knox was still young or, not a real presence yet. So I was always going, it's Allen and Diggs in those days. Now it's like, oh, this drive was Allen and Shakir. When Amari Cooper will be healthy to be, there goes Cooper, right? We didn't even have Dalton Kincaid today, but Dawson Knox showed up. And then the biggest thing is, and what you see too, and why I think we saw more plays in the pass game, is because of their O-line is bigger and more physical. I do think the Chiefs probably more than ever worried about the run against the Bills than any previous year. And that's why we saw some space down the field in the pass game. Good win for the Buffalo Bills. It really was. And even though I don't look at their defense and go, and you've heard me say it, it's a good defense. It's not a great defense. I think it's better coached than the talent actually on the field. But here's a matchup with a football team that doesn't have enough firepower to take advantage of some of the weak spots of the Bills' defense and their team altogether. And I think that got shown today, too. The Bills match up better with the Chiefs this year than I think ever before. I really am going to say, I know it's a regular season. They always win the regular season matchup. I'm even saying when the playoffs come around, I think they're more playoff ready. Because of the physicality up front, especially on that O-line than years past.
So here's the graphic that our YouTube and Peacock audience is seeing that this is the problem here for the Bills, right? It's like they have shown in the past they can beat Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in the regular season. They have not proven they can do it in the playoffs, but you are saying that you think this team is as close to being built. I mean, and they were, a overtime possession away from beating them. I mean, they could have easily, 5 times out of 10, maybe they win that game. So it's not like they haven't been close before.
No, right. And yes, overtime possession, you're exactly right. I mean, they've been close. You're right. There's no doubt about that. But I think with some of those past matchups in past years, right, where I would go, minus last year, the Chiefs were better on offense in all those other years except for last year. But here's the other difference, too. The Chiefs' defense is not as good as last year. That's what I want people to understand. The Chiefs' defense is awesome. Don't get me wrong. It's one of the best in football. There's no denying that. But there's one different element about their team that I think people have really kind of forgotten about. The fact that L'Jarius Sneed is not there and you don't have 2 top-notch shut-down corners, it does change the way they play on that defensive side of the ball a little bit. McDuffie can only stop one guy. And now you see, oh gosh, here's Shakir, here's Cooper, here's Knox, whatever else. And I think that's been a little bit of a problem. Plus, the Chiefs, again, I know they were undefeated, and I know I would have said they were the second best team in football coming into this week. They find ways to get it done. Well, they didn't find a way to get it done. And there are flaws, and we've talked about that. I mean, they were outplayed in a lot of ways by the Broncos last week. They could have lost to the Buccaneers the week before, right? The Raiders in Las Vegas the week before that wasn't all that easy either, right? So there's been so many games. We've seen this, and it's just going to be interesting coming down the stretch to go, can the Chiefs just continue to get it done? I don't know. We'll see. But like I said, I don't think they're as good as last year. And I will say this, too, with them. Last year, we had a healthy Pacheco, and I know he'll be back. So right now he's not there. But, again, he's not going to come back for a few more weeks. And how good is he going to be right away? The other thing is last year we saw, like, Rashee Rice starting to flourish. And we started to go, ooh, at least they got something there, right? We saw that. This year, right now, I don't see a guy that I sit here right now and just go, I think it's close. They might be able to get this guy to be the guy that might happen. I know Xavier Worthy had a good first half this past game, but I don't trust it to be consistent go-to guy yet, at least. So I still have questions as far as that's concerned, too, about where they go in that department.
You don't think Hopkins can turn into that guy?
I don't know if I do think he can turn into quite to that guy. I think he can make a big catch in a big moment from time to time, and he can catch the ball in traffic. But the great thing about Rashee Rice, as we saw, is, catch a slant. He can break a tackle and run for 20 or 30 more yards. Catches a little stick route over the middle, turns upfield, gets 8 or 7 yards. Those are things Hopkins can't do. No, he's not as explosive as Rashee Rice, and I'll still be worried about that until proven otherwise with them.
So this is Kansas City's fewest total yards in a game.
Right.
Wow, since 2021. So it's been like 3 years. Matt Harding says to you, do you see the Chiefs' O-line being the biggest obstacle standing in the way of a three-peat?
No, I don't see that. I don't. No, I think that the Chiefs are – their O-line is one of the better – it's their left tackle's an issue. Everybody else is pretty damn good, okay? Their interior three are very good. They have – again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. He's played hard. He's run well. Pete, and I think you will will tell you, like a few weeks ago, I texted you guys on a group text, like Kareem Hunt, yeah, he's playing and he's running hard, but there's more there to be had. There's plays when I watch on film and go, man, if that was Pacheco, that would have been 25-yard gain right there. Instead, it was 7 by Kareem Hunt. So they don't have an explosive runner and running back right now either. So there's issues there too. And the Bills have a little bit more size up front on the D-line than years past. And even though they play zone mostly, when it comes to the Chiefs today, there was a number of plays they played man because they went, we can play man against this group. We're not worried about anybody except for maybe Xavier Worthy running over the top of us. So, yeah, those are my concerns. They really are. It was a big win for the Bills. And, of course, we know the game was tight. And I'm certainly not trying to disrespect the Chiefs in any way. I know how good they are. I get it. But I still sit here and just go, gosh, do they have this magic again to just make this happen the rest of the year and go to the playoffs and win it that way? I don't know. We'll see. I know they did it last year, and I didn't think they could do it. But like I'm saying here for probably the 5th time, I have my issues and concerns with their team.
I'm trying to see yards before contact and see where Kareem Hunt is, because we did that thing a couple of weeks ago.
He runs hard.
He runs hard. He rarely loses yards or is stopped for no gain, but it does seem like he has not touched sometimes until he's gotten some of those positive
That's right. He's usually, I think that's how you usually look at it. A lot of his positive runs, you just go, there's a hole, he gets to get a full head of steam, and he gets to the second level running full speed, and then he lowers his shoulder and drives a pile for a gain of 8 or 9. But it's no explosive plays on the regular. There's no explosiveness on their offense altogether. The Bills are clearly more explosive that way, and them just having Amari Cooper, even though he's not 100%, it makes a big deal. And we saw that today with there was 2 plays, one-on-one, threw that ball down the field. One, Josh Allen was getting hit, gets hit as he's throwing. I think that set up maybe the Curtis Samuel touchdown right around there, but I think his presence will only get better and better as we go. Like, unlike the Chiefs, I see a guy on the Bills going, he's getting better, and they were missing Josh Allen's favorite target in Dalton Kincaid today. And, Khalil Shakir's getting better. And, no, I just want to say it one more time to see if you were paying attention.
I was like, how many times are you going to do this? Because you've done that in the past.
I have.
So Buffalo Bills 9-2 right now. Yeah. Their best start since 1992. So they've been good here recently, but that's still their best since 92. So they're 9-2. Chiefs are 9-1. If you had to put $1 of your own money right now on who's going to get the 1 seed in the AFC, who would you put that dollar on?
Wow. Can I pull up the schedule real quick?
I knew you were going to do that.
Well, the schedule's important a little bit.
100%.
I got to look at that.
You're right.
And the Chiefs don't have a horrible schedule down the stretch here. So it is favorable, especially the next 2 games are the Panthers and the Raiders. Buffalo has a much tougher schedule.
49ers, Rams, Lions.
Well, what I want to say to you here is the Chiefs have the easier schedule going down the stretch. They got an easier schedule than the Buffalo Bills. They got an easier schedule than the Pittsburgh Steelers, okay? And the other team I want to throw in this conversation is the Los Angeles Chargers, who have a pretty easy schedule down the stretch here too, okay? And I think they are up there in this quality of football team. I do. Now, watch as I say that. They'll probably choke and blow this lead to the Cincinnati Bengals tonight. But we'll see where that goes. I think as it all looks right there, though, I would probably go Buffalo if you just have to make me guess of the 2. If we just went Chiefs or Buffalo, who's going to be the number 1 seed? I'm going to ride with Buffalo.
Even with the tougher schedule?
I am. I'm going to ride with it.
Wow.
I am. Again, the 49ers, Rams, Lions the next few weeks. The Rams and 49ers are not
true.
This is not, juggernauts of years past. I think they can beat them. The Lions, of course, we know is the best team in football, but I think the Buffalo can hang in there with them. And then they got the Patriots twice, the Jets once. Yeah, I like the Bills' chances. I do.
And we did see it last year. Chiefs, it was the beginning of the year, though. They kind of struggled and could, play neck and neck with basically anyone. We have seen that also earlier.
Yes,
earlier
exactly
this year.
Right.
No one defeated anymore. They're popping champagne down in Southern Florida.
As always,
each
Larry
and every
Zonka.
year.
Yo, homies, thanks for watching. Yeah, it's time. The NFL season is here on Chris Simms Unbuttoned.
You can hit subscribe to get all the weekly picks, plus our Sunday recaps as the games are happening.
Oh, you know it. Nobody does that better than us. Thanks again for watching. Remember to subscribe. Peace out. We'll see you next time on Unbuttoned.